The probing of nurse Debo Olaisade confirms that instead of an abortion on Lower Shale, he sedated her and induced her into labor, during which she was delivered of a baby boy. The first question that pops out of this action is the safety of the mother and baby. Fortunately, they're both doing well, but there's more to their story. First, Dr. Olamijulo tells us the safety and otherwise of the method which the personnel of the clinic used to deliver the baby.
At 7 months, if the intention was to terminate the pregnancy, the surgical method would be largely inappropriate. Now, there are medications out there that unfortunately anybody can access and therefore can use. And some of these medications also at specific dosages are used for induction of labor. So it can be used to induce labor even in normal situations. So, and then it becomes a matter of dosaging. If you use the right dosage, you can use the same type of medication to induce labor. So it is possible. And of course, again, in terms of technicality, if the pregnancy has been terminated and the live baby is delivered, then that cannot be regarded as an abortion, okay, because that's a viable baby. And so technically, that will be regarded as induction of labor rather than abortion, yes.
At the arrival of the baby, now named Boluwatife, the medical personnel thought to balance an equation which perhaps nature has left unbalanced. They invited divorced 45-year-old Dupe Ayomide, who resides in Mera area, into the picture.
I got to know the clinic through a friend of mine as a place where those trying for babies go for treatment, and I have been receiving treatment there. One day, the staff of the clinic invited me. When I asked the reason, they just urged me to come as fast as I could and insisted that I get to them before evening. When I got to them, they showed me a newborn baby and asked if I could take care of him. I was scared and asked them who owns the baby. They told me that a young girl wanted to abort him, but they could not bear to throw a life away because they don't practice such in their hospital, and so I should take the baby away. I took the baby, who at this point seemed short of breath, so I covered him and put him at my back and took him home and continued taking care of him. They had instructed me that I must bring the baby for checkup at least once in a week, and I followed their instructions faithfully.
Everything seemed to have been settled, and each party given what it desires the most. A young lady who wasn't ready for family has made away with her pregnancy. The caretakers who did not want to be responsible for bloodshed have escaped it somehow, and a woman who's been longing for a child now have one. So how did the bubble burst? Dupe Ayomide speaks.
One day, I had a call from the clinic that they are in the police station and that my friend who had also been visiting the clinic had reported the matter to the police because she felt that she had been neglected and had not been made to also have a baby. I can also say that no money was received from me for that baby.
The police corroborates the story up to this point.
Yes, presently we are investigating the case involving one Miss Oluwaseun Akindele. She resides in Ikorodu area of Lagos State. Sometimes in July 2014, she approached one of these quack medical doctors when she discovered that she was not feeling comfortable. Upon being examined, it was discovered that she's 7 months old pregnant. Eventually, they had this quack abortion on her. They put her to sleep for 3 days, and thereafter, she was allowed, to leave the hospital. But it was now discovered later on that it wasn't just an abortion, that this quack doctor actually had a safe delivery of a bouncing baby boy. This bouncing baby boy, instead of informing this young lady who is just 22 years old and about to enter into higher institution, sold this baby boy to another individual called Ms. Duka Yomide.
And children in Nigeria.
When this story is repeated to a legal practitioner who takes special interest in speaking for women and children, Fumi Falana, she expatiates on the legal aspect of the incident.
The reproductive rights of women include right to determine when you want to have a child, who you want to have sexual relation with, when you want to have a child, the number of children you want to have, and so on. Now, number two, under the Child's Rights Act, which is a national law, there are other states that have also promulgated their own child's right law, which is also fashioned after the pattern of the Child's Rights Act. Section 30 specifically mentions that anybody that deals in child, either by way of selling, obtaining, or inducing for any purpose at all. In other words, anybody that takes away a child from a biological parent, either forcefully or by induction, by inducing such a person, or by any means that is inconsistent with any legal means, that person has committed an offense, and such a person is liable to an imprisonment of 10 years.
Aside the legal concerns, there are health consequences of the processes which Oluwaseun has gone through.
One of the leading causes of infertility in our environment is tuber damage, that is damage to the fallopian tubes as a result of infection. So if one of the sources of infection is puerperal sepsis, that is infection after childbirth, if the environment and the process of labor and delivery, it was such that infection could have occurred, then it is possible that in the future there may be a problem, with fertility. But having said that, the human body is fairly resilient, and it's often that, if she survives, she's likely not to have any serious physical damage, especially since this was an induction of labor rather than, a surgical interference with the pregnancy.
On the Oluwaseun case, the matter has since been charged to court, and the baby has been given to his biological mother. His grandmother has been charged with the responsibility of taking care of him. Meanwhile, the woman who acquired the baby, that's Dupe Ayomide, as well as the acclaimed medical personnel, were remanded in police custody. What's your thought on this incident? Share it with us on Big Story at channelstv.com or tweet at us at CTV Big Story. I'm Amy Thompson.